Okay, so I know Leah's listening in. She had a few questions as well, so I'm going to ask those here. So Leah asked a quick question about the training for lower 1B series. Are we doing the 3 exercises in the triple quad death video and then doing the front elevated split squat followed by the cyclist split squat? So a total of 5 movements, or is it just a total of 3 movements? So Leah, it's just a total of the 3 movements. So it's the main squat pattern. So whether you chose a front squat, back squat, whatever type of squat you chose, then it's the split squat, and then it's the cyclist squat. So you do those 3. That's your tri-set, right? And then you do those however many it's listed out. So yes, 3 movements, not 5. And then her second question, what are your thoughts on supplementing with amino acids when we cannot meet our protein target? For example, maybe we have 2 larger protein meals, but have a smaller snack with protein that doesn't meet our target. What would you recommend, or would you recommend adding an amino acid powder to that? So I think amino acid powders, first of all, I would recommend if you're going to use an amino acid powder that it is an essential amino acid powder. So EAAs, not just BCAAs. You can use BCAAs. BCAAs are the branch chain amino acids. Those are the ones that you probably heard of, like the muscle building amino acids. They're leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Those are the 3 amino acids that are most important for triggering muscle protein synthesis. However, we want all of the amino acids in order to do that as efficiently as possible and as abundantly as possible, so to speak. So it's better to have more amino acids, more of the different types than just those 3 in general. So if you're going to supplement with a powder, I would choose the EAAs over the BCAAs. However, that is probably going to be like my last option. If you're someone who, doesn't really enjoy eating a lot of protein, if you're someone who doesn't necessarily like to consume like whey protein powder or other protein powders, then EAAs can be a good option. However, if I were to rank like protein sources in order of where I would start and end, it would be whole food protein, meat sources. So your fish, beef, eggs, chicken, anything that came from an animal, right? But it's more so in its whole food form. And then underneath that would be more so like your Greek yogurts and your cottage cheeses, right? So those would be kind of like, they're still whole foods, but they're a little bit more processed. And then underneath that, if we're just talking protein here, underneath that, then I would kind of put the protein powders, especially the whey protein powders, the ones that are complete protein sources. I put those under that. And then underneath that would be like the EAAs. So I would much rather you shoot for, if you can, to one of the top 2 categories, the animals or the cottage cheese or Greek yogurt. And then underneath that, the whey protein powder or a protein powder, because I kind of look at protein powder as more so it's a supplement, but it's more like a food supplement than it is a supplement, if that makes any sense. Especially if you have a whey protein powder that is complete whey protein powder, especially if you have protein powder that is complete. So a whey protein powder, a casein protein powder, whey concentrate or isolate, those are both complete. So that's what I'd probably recommend. And then, if the EAAs, if those are convenient for you, I know a few people are taking some of the first form EAAs, which is, they actually have a little bit of caffeine in it. And sometimes I use that as like a little bit of a pre-workout boost if I don't feel like taking a pre-workout, or if I don't want to take a pre-workout. I don't take pre-workout all the time, but if I just want like a tiny bit of a caffeine boost, and also, maybe I'm a little bit low on protein going into the workout, I'll have like a scoop of the EAAs from First Form. The mixed berry is my favorite flavor, and they actually taste really good, and it gives me a little bit of caffeine, and it also gives me kind of a hit of amino acids going into the workout. Especially if you're in a fasted state, that's probably where I would utilize those most. But yeah, hopefully that helps a little bit. And if you're interested in the EAAs that I just mentioned, they're in your product suite in the FlexFam app in that product tab. So hopefully that helps. If you have any follow-up questions, Leah or anybody else, let me know in the chat. and I can address that.